In this video, I'll show you how to use a control that is unique to Log Cabin, Arc, and Pinwheel, the pattern control. I'm assuming that you are already comfortable making custom graph papers in QuiltPaper. Let's start with Log Cabin. We are going to ignore the default grid and jump into creating our pattern. Let's open the first control on the Log Cabin toolbar. Look to the top of the menu for the Pattern Control button. A tap opens the Pattern Planner. In the Pattern Planner are the controls to set the size of the workspace itself, and the tile library. In this example, we'll create a pattern with 4 tiles. First, I'll set the pattern to 2 across and 2 down. Instantly, my workspace is set up. The workspace has 1 tile in place, a default tile. The green outline in the workspace shows that it is the selected tile. Below the workspace is the library. The green outline around the tile at the far left in the library shows which tile it is. I can just tap another tile in the library to replace it. To set another tile, I can either tap the tile in the workspace to select it, then tap a library tile, or I can drag a tile from the library into the workspace. Notice that I can also drag a tile in the workspace from one spot to another. Now that we know how to do it, let's finish filling in the pattern. With the pattern in place, I want to go back to our paper to see how we are doing. I'll tap Done to close the pop-up. To make the pattern easier to see, I'm going to turn on the switch for accent. That looks nice. Now I'll work on finishing up the graph paper. First, let's set the size of the blocks to a 5x5 patch. Then change the strip width to adjust the rows and columns until I see the number I want in my graph paper. I generally like this layout, except I need one more column on the right, so my design for the graph paper is complete. By opening the page setting tool at the bottom of the toolbar, I can decrease the page margins just a little so that a slightly wider grid fits on the paper. Now my graph paper has the complete project plan. Finally, I'll prepare this paper for painting by adjusting the line color to gray and the line weight to light. In Paint, I'll use color and texture to plan my project. When I open this paper in Paint, notice that I don't need to worry about turning off accent. It is just a visual aid. It does not transfer into Paint. And that is our look at pattern in Log Cabin. Let's take another minute to look at the pattern control in Arc because it is slightly different. Again, let's go straight into the pattern tool to set up the pattern. Then we'll come back and adjust the graph paper. The tiles in the library for Arc are quite different. Instead of a set of patterns, it is a set of shapes that can be joined in a wide variety of ways to create blocks. In this example, let's make a 2x2 pattern. Now I'll pick a few tiles from the library to create the pattern. Now that I've got a pattern, I'll tap Done to see what it looks like. Before I can decide if I like this pattern, I need to more clearly see the dominant pattern and blocks. By opening Sashing and tapping a color with a light line weight, I can see the pattern and design. I like this pattern, but I want the design to be complete on all 4 sides. So I'll just keep decreasing the size until the graph paper shows the full pattern. Of course, if I need it, I could also adjust the print margins and page settings. So that's our quick look at how to use the pattern tool in Log Cabin and Arc papers.